What is up, my Squirtalites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny 2.
Are just beyond the village.
Hawthorne scouts surveyed that area in the Red War. There's no temple there, just an old radio tower.
Have a little faith, Ikora.
Okay, well, we're off to this radio tower that they have been talking about, and we're going to try to get there in a hurry. Luckily, we move pretty darn quickly. Oh, hello there! A heavy pike. I will absolutely take this. Thank you. So let's actually use this thing. This will definitely make everything a lot more fun. And off we go. Oh, hi there, sir. Yeah, can you go? Thank you. So there's plenty of heavy pikes around.
All as passionate as Brother Vance?
You mean fanatical? Yes. They follow the idea of Osiris. They do not know the man as I did. But they're our best chance to revive Sagira.
Okay, well, here's the problem, Ikora, is you're still doing a very poor job of explaining to us who Osiris is, and I would like to know that because I know the story for a fact is not going to actually explain that to me. Now, I'm going to be honest, all right? You ready for this? So this mission that we're doing right here, this is in the EDZ. And I believe there's one other mission that doesn't take place on Mercury, so this isn't like the only one that doesn't take place on Mercury. But the non-Mercury missions are the best ones. Like, I'm not kidding. It's actually true. This one is fun because you get to ride a heavy pike around, and heavy pikes are, well, a little bit slow. They are fun to use. I probably should actually be sending mines at things because that's an effective way of actually killing things. Not to mention heavy pikes are super resilient, so they never freaking die, which is also nice. So it's fun to use and all that, and I'm actually going to switch to a new one. But it's like, this is all we got. This is all we got. And not to mention we're going to get a kind of a stupid cutscene at the end of this level, but spoiler alert. But seriously, I'm already like sour on this, and I know I shouldn't be. I know I should give this game a fair shake, but no, actually, you know what? No, I don't agree with that. I shouldn't give this DLC a fair shake, and I'm not going to give it a fair shake because I don't want you to like it. I don't think it's a good thing to like this. I think it's a very unhealthy state of mind to think that this DLC is a good DLC because it's a very poorly done DLC that irreputably damaged this game, or irreparably, excuse me, damaged this game in terms of its story and its lore, which is something. Even the lore for Destiny was very, very good, but this DLC just did absolutely everything it could in its power to shit all over what made it so good in Destiny 1. And we're going to still get into why, especially with the adventure that comes in, the adventures that come in Curse of Osiris. That's especially the part that ticks me off, but this story is just, it infuriates me for a number of reasons. And again, I can't really get into why. Right now, really the only complaint I can make as far without spoiling things is the cutscenes are very bad, the dialogue is very bad. Ikora Rey is somehow even worse than she's ever been. This is when the ghost really starts to get irritating. Like, he was bad in the Red War campaign, but like tolerable, I suppose. Like, he had a couple lines with like Failsafe and Masher that were okay and stuff like that. Like, he wasn't too bad, but he still made some cringy dialogue. In this one, he's just insufferable. And granted, I will say, he's actually not in this one that much, but when he's in it, it's so bad. Let's just burst this thing down. There we go. Alright, the walker is dead. So now we can head on through here with our with our pike still in plenty good condition.
Osiris would say it's a trial. If his followers can't survive here, they aren't worthy to begin with.
Now, before this gets any, I'm just going to do this because I've already done this in Destiny 1. I've explained who Osiris is, but I want to give justice to the idea of the character, at least, if Bungie was unable to give justice to the character in this DLC like they should have. So, Osiris was supposed to be the frickin' coolest warlock in all of frickin' existence, and I seriously mean that. This was a guy who was like, like, what do I compare it to? So the warlocks are obviously very much based off of like Jedi in Star Wars. Like, that's kind of what the kind of thing you think they're most like. Titans are definitely obviously very much inspired by something like Master Chief. Hunters are obviously very much inspired by well, you know, the typical Lone Rangers and gunslingers of the Wild West and things like that. And warlocks are based off of like all like Force users, like Jedi and things like that. I mean, that's clearly the inspiration. Look at Stormcaller. That's obviously based off of Sith lightning hands and whatnot. That's how they've always been. So Osiris is like the Yoda of the Jedi. In fact, I almost think that that's a little bit of an understatement, because Osiris could do things that just about no other warlock could do. He has an understanding of the light that, well, really no other guardian has. He can pretty much not only wield it better than anyone else, but he has a way of almost manipulating it in conjunction with the powers that, you know, things like the Vex and the Hive know as well. He's just on another level. Like, there is the Battle of the Twilight Gap. I believe it was the Battle of Twilight Gap. It was Battle of the Twilight Gap or Battle of the Six Fronts. I might be getting my Destiny lore wrong again, and I really hope I'm not. But in one of those battles, Osiris actually appeared on the battlefield. This was actually after he had been exiled from the city, but he appeared to fight alongside the city. And it was said that Osiris was seen in literally hundreds of places at once. And it's not like it's because Osiris has the ability to use time to his advantage while also wielding the light. This is just on a whole nother level of things. You think about what any other Guardian can do in this game, and the fact that he could literally be in dozens to hundreds of places at once, wielding the light in all ways, chucking grenades, throwing supers out, shooting things down, all at once, quote unquote, but actually by doing it by affecting multiple timelines and whatnot, is just unreal. It brings up these options, or these, I guess, possibilities that could never have been thought of before. And it's something that hasn't even been thought of since, because nobody is even remotely capable of it. Like, Osiris is a badass, like a super badass. And I just want you to know that before this DLC turns around and completely ruins that image for you, because as far as I'm concerned, and it's unfortunate that it has to be this way, but get out of here! Go! Just go! No, just go. Sometimes I have to punch you guys. Because as far as I'm concerned, this doesn't deserve to be canon. It really doesn't. The lore, and here's why. I'm not going to say it's, because, we as the players. No, it's none of that crap. It's the fact that Osiris as a character was created by a completely different writer who no longer works for Destiny. He was the one who wrote up all the lore, and then when Bungie took a look at it and decided, to make the almighty stupid decision that his lore was really confusing and decided to make their own thing out of it, they still reused a lot of his characters. Osiris was obviously one of those. Well, here's the thing. In later iterations of the game, they have acquired new writers who obviously weren't able to, who haven't been there since the beginning, never really knew the writer in question, were never able to actually have the same reverence for the lore that the other writers in the game have. Obviously, these writers understood that in DLCs such as The Taken King, and to an extent even in Rise of Iron. But when you play something like Destiny 2, where it's all haha silly jokes, and for some reason every single thing is undermined because they don't actually want to waste their budget on legitimate ways of showing the player how cool things are, they just want to use stupid cinematics and cutscenes where everything's talky all the time. It just completely undermines everything that the lore was going for, and I really feel like the writers behind Curse of Osiris, whoever wrote the dialogue for this DLC in particular, and whoever wrote the actions or scripted out the actions that Osiris was supposed to perform in the DLC, did pretty much everything they could in their freaking power to make Osiris seem like an underwhelming character when he deserved so much better.
We're too late.
Oh no, they're dead. Alright, let's do this thing. Put Sagira shell in. There we go. And we're going to get cutscene in a second.
This is heavily modified Vex tech. I've never seen anything like it before. Let me try something. Wait. Something's happening. What is
going on? Whoa! New shell. Who? Did you actually just put me in a strange machine you've never seen before? Who does that?
Sagira.
Ikora. Great. Glad you're still around.
Look, we've got to move, right now. Osiris is in over his head, as usual, and I need to... Wait, where are we? Who are you? Oh, never mind. We've got to get to Mercury. And don't worry about your ghost. We're sharing right now. He'll be back.
I have to say, I'm kind of glad that my ghost is gone, but Sagira, honey, you're no better. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.